So welcome to the live stream. We are here at my 6th annual vision board party. This is Building the Legacy. So those of you that are going to join in, I just want to say hello and welcome. We're getting ready to take a toast into tonight's party. And for those of you that are going to catch this on the replay, hello, welcome. For those of you that this is your first time stopping by, hi, my name is Addie. Welcome to Growing with the Greens. And you caught me on the live stream. This is my 6th annual vision board party, Building the Legacy. So I see one person is here. Hey, what's up? Feel free to chime in, leave your comments as you are on. I'm going to go ahead and be talking a lot. So if I don't see your comment or if I don't, hello, hi. If I don't see what you throw in there, I'm sorry, we can chit-chat about it in the comment section below. So, we said, by signing this form, you commit to dedicating your time and effort to putting the goals of today into action for tomorrow, that you will reach out to those around you for help and guidance if needed, and that you will be a dedicated accountability ally to others that may need you. So, if all of you ladies will raise your glass. Here's to a life on your term and God's. For if the goals be the desires of your heart, according to his will, they shall be done unto you. I wish all of you a successful and prosperous 2018.
You too.
Cheers! Woo! I spiked my drink, you guys. Huh? I know. I spiked it. So everybody can go ahead and grab a pen out your bag. That little flower right there is a pen. And please sign your form. I guess I'll sign mine too.
Oh, this is what, thumbprint?
Yeah.
I got my e-pad in the car.
I think I have an e-pad somewhere too.
Today is
not sure where. Oh, today is the 13th. Oops, look, I put 17.
Sign your pen, Addie.
Oh, hey, shoot. I got one of those too. You know what it say on it? Well, nothing, because I didn't get it made yet. Okay. So the next page that you have underneath your sheet is your root feelings. So for those of you that are here, I talked about, hi, Peggy. Oh, thank you so much. So these are your root feelings. So I talked about these before for you guys on the live stream. And so for us here, basically, like our paper says, that everything we desire is because we believe it will make us feel a certain way. A great daily self-care practice is to simply ask yourself, how do I want to feel? Identifying the positive, powerful states of emotion that you wish to embody can help you set your intentions and your focus in the right direction. And so just to touch on that just a little bit, I think that every goal that we have, because we're going to talk about goals in a minute. We're going to get to our dream boards in a minute and all that. But like I was telling you guys before, your board is literally just this visual representation. And it's a representation of what you desire, what's inside. The problem that I seem to notice across the board from just doing this over the years is that many of us, especially us women, we have absolutely no idea what it is that we truly desire, because we don't really take the time out to ask ourselves what it is that we want and what it is that we truly need. We're so busy caring for other people, for children, for men, for our careers, for our homes, that we kind of sometimes fail in that area and put ourselves on the back burner. A really big way to help do that is to ask yourself how you want to feel, because your feelings are of the utmost importance. Your feelings are indicators to exactly what is going on with you at all times. I'm not saying be all emotional and act, a certain way, but what I am saying is you should definitely pay attention to your feelings, and you should pay attention to how you feel, because it's speaking to you. You don't get feelings for no reason. There's a reason you have certain feelings. There's a reason certain feelings feel different to you. So in the wild, animals have like instinct, right, is what we call it, or they base everything off of instinct. All of that is internal. It's how they feel about certain things, the things that they smell. Us as humans, we're so busy and so fast-paced in our lives that we're completely disconnected from our sensuality or our senses as a whole. So, I mean, we eat our food, but what does that food taste like? Do you enjoy it? Do you chew it slow enough to, we don't always slow down enough to enjoy those things. So everything that you desire, open a daycare. Why do you want to do that?
That's
it's okay.
I just want forever. I love working with kids. As you know, I'm a bus driver. I work with kids now.
And it makes you feel like what?
10 years. It makes me feel good because the kids every day tell me, like, I love you, but Shirley, like, you're the best. Like,
So it
and-
gives you some sort of fulfillment.
Yes.
It brings like a joy, or so there's an underlying feeling that doing that evokes for you. What about for you? In your career?
Next.
Huh?
My career.
How does it make you feel? You worked at BMW for a really long time, and then you left. You left to pursue your notary full time, or to pursue all kinds of things full time. Why?
I like the freedom of working for myself.
So freedom. Freedom is a feeling? Okay. Leslie, you want to be the best realtor in the state of California, or in your region, in your market. Why? Because that's going to make you feel like what? In real life.
Taking care of my clients.
It's going to make you feel like taking care of your clients. Why do you want to do that for them?
Because I want them to be taken care of.
And what does that do for you?
Makes me feel like I have a purpose.
Like you have a purpose. Okay. Monique. We talk about feelings all the time because you're one of my central movement students. So we get into things. I know that she already filling out her paper, so I'm not even going to go into that with you. So basically, there's root feelings that are basically attached to every desire that you have. The desire is not necessarily the be-all, tell-all. The desire is what you want. You might want a big house, but why? A big house is going to make you feel like what? You know what I'm saying? My house, for me, I feel like it's too small. Am I grateful for this house? 1,000%, absolutely. And I state that gratitude every single day in my gratitude journal. However, do I desire a bigger home? Yes, I do. Because I feel like a bigger home is going to make me feel free, fulfilled, happy. But those are the root feelings of what it is. When you can identify the root feelings, the underlying feelings of what you want, or how you want to feel on a day-to-day basis, you're one step ahead of the game. You can wake up in the morning and identify with yourself and say, today I want to feel boom, boom, boom. Now you understand that all you have to do and your only task in that day, regardless of what you're doing, is to what? Go after those feelings of fulfillment, right? Now, these are all pretty much positive feelings. You're not going to find anything on here that's ready to say, I want to be angry today. I want to be pissed today. I want to be depressed today. Like, nobody wants to wake up and feel that way, right? So, leading into what you want to feel and knowing how you want to feel is really never going to take you to a place where you are doing something that's not going to acquire that root feeling. So you're not going to be waking up doing negative stuff. So I want you to kind of look over this little sheet, see some of the words, see what they say. And for those of you on the live feed, we've got some really good, powerful words on here. Energized, playful, supported, capable, sensual, grounded, rooted, attractive, magical, intuitive, cleansed, liberated, fulfilled, bold, assertive, vivacious, receptive, empowered, secure, wise, daring, vibrant, respected, whole, committed, feminine, beautiful, wanted, thankful, compassionate, grateful, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, valued. So these are all really positive emotions. So I want you guys to keep this. I want you to take this home. I want you to pay attention to this, because when you get ready to get into some of your goals, and we'll just go through one of the sheets. We're not going to go into all your goals because you guys probably have a lot of goals. So we're really just going to focus on like the one major goal. But when you get into those goals, I always want you to identify how you want to feel. If you do nothing more every morning when you wake up, set an intention for how I want to feel. You want to talk about a one-word intention for every single day. You've got a sheet of a bunch of really great words right here. You wake up in the morning because something happened yesterday. God, God, today I just want to feel understood. Is my intention to feel understood. Then you're going to go through your day and you make sure that you're doing whatever it takes to make sure that you're being understood for that day, right?
What was interesting about these words is I want you to send me the soft copy of this
Okay.
because I want to make cards,
Okay.
flash or whatever, little cards so I can put them on a ring,
Yeah.
like you did before.
Mm-hmm.
Because these words, like you said, if you wake up every morning, you say, Lord, which I do say a prayer before I get out of bed, and say, Lord, help me deal with these people today. I want to be strong.
Okay.
Today.
You want to have the option to select a card and maybe let that be the intention for the day.
Yes.
So like the little insight cards that I use.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yes, so I'll do that for you.
Did you just put me on film? Like, oh my God.
I did. You look so cute. Girl, bye. Okay, so the next
I'm
paper
glad
that
my
you
hair
have
is done.
behind that is your I. Oh my goodness. Is your I am balanced key. And I'm going to show you what that's all about, Leslie. You'll appreciate this because you said that one of the things that you have to learn was balance. So this is my vision binder, you guys. Now, you guys can see I've got vision boards sticking up, except my other one is in the garage. I didn't bring it in. But these are from the last several years of vision board parties that I've done. They're all behind me. So there's one there, there's one there, there's one there. I have one in the garage. This year, I decided to do a vision binder. I decided to do this because I plan to do some traveling this year. I know a lot of us do some traveling. A lot of us might be planning to do some traveling. And one thing that I've noticed about a vision board, especially when I've told you guys this on the live stream before too, those of you on the channel, that
Wow.
oh, that's Duchess. I was about to say, did Tux get in here? I have been really kind of into fixing up my house and just being like a good steward over my home, trying to be a good wife and a good mother and providing a home and a warm, comfortable space for my family to live in. And in doing that, I have to be honest when I say that these vision boards, like, they don't fit into, like, my decor. They really don't. And a lot of times you guys go home, and how often did you put your vision board actually, like, up on a wall?
Well, it's on my dresser.
On your
Like,
dresser?
I
Okay.
can see it.
Did you put yours up?
Mine was in my office.
It was in your office at work?
Yeah.
Okay. So we get people that put them up, and then I get people that don't put them up, or that kind of put them, like, off to the side because they don't really, like, match anything that's going on. That being said, I framed my last one, so the one, and I'll bring it in for you guys in a minute, but it's out there in my laundry room because every time I go in and do laundry, I get to see it. The idea of your vision board is to have this visual representation of the things that spoke to you when you made it. Whatever. What? What did you say?
I'm giving you a hard time.
Oh, stick out in front of you so that you can see it every single day. What I have done is create this vision binder, and my binder is a part of my morning routine, which is what we're going to be formulating here today before you guys leave, because I have found that in the last 6 years of doing this, it is everything that you do after this party that matters for those vision boards. Less your vision board, like, means absolutely nothing. So with that being said, these are all of my little boards. They've all been created on little things. I can open this up. I look at it every day. But the best part about this
You're
whole...
not showing online.
They've already seen it. The best part about this whole thing is that when I get ready to go somewhere, I don't have this big old vision board that I need to take off my wall because I'm ready to be gone for 3 days, and now for 3 days I don't get to have those things in front of me. You literally need to keep this stuff in front of you every single day, right? You feed yourself what is good. You read your Bible every day. You know, you read your self-help books every day, you know. If you're in school and you've got a test coming up, you study every single day because it's retention, right? That's how we retain the information. So, that being said, you have a balance key right there. So, I will show you mine so you guys can create yours. And you don't have to do this right now, but I just wanted to show you how to do it so that you can do it later. So, this is the balance key. And that's what you guys have in front of you. So when you set this up, you want to separate this into the different areas of your life. And all of those different areas, like mine, I have marriage or relationships. You have like family or children. I have self-care or something just for me, health and fitness, spiritual and inner work, career, finances and wealth, and then passions and creativity. So I am balanced, and the key to all of this is making sure that you keep everything balanced. Don't go so hard on one goal that you completely neglect everything else in your life, and then you have everything else falling apart because you're too set on one thing. Like, we always have to find like an equal balance. So for example, marriage and relationships, I just have to kiss my husband every morning and every night, no exceptions, even when he's on my nerves, even when we're tired, even when we're ever, because that continues to cultivate a good, healthy, loving relationship. You know, when you love somebody, you wake up in the morning, you want to give them a big old kiss, right? Or at least in the beginning, like that's what you want to do. So you got to kind of like carry that whole thing out, you know? When you first got married every morning on the honeymoon, it was like, oh my God, good morning, baby. You know, and then a couple years in, it's like, give me the covers back, you know, or whatever. So, again, cultivating balance in your life. Family and kids. I want to have outside time with my children every day while I can. You know, we have a backyard, we have a front yard. It's important to get out and get fresh air. I should be able to go out and play with my kids, even if it's just for 10 minutes a day. It's good for them, it's good for me, whatever. For my self-care, and these are, like, I did this on a monthly basis, so, like, this was for my month of October, dang, so that was pretty old, but get a pedicure. One. If it's something you're going to do for yourself, anything you're going to do for yourself, it could be absolutely anything, but do something for yourself. Health and fitness, it was to do FinFlow at least one time a week. Spiritual and inner work, read a new book and journal daily. Complete my flaunt for career and, you know, set up and find a host to host my workshop. So you guys want to make sure that you fill in this balance key and then try to use it. And I feel like with stuff like this, I don't make this stuff for you for no reason. I drafted this up myself. I made it myself. It really is worth it if you literally just try it, at least for the rest of the month of January. Like, what the hell does it hurt to try to find yourself some balance, right? So, moving right along. This is for your goals, but the one thing that I do want to talk to you guys about really quick before we get into our vision boards and before we talk about that goal is simply your habits and your routines. My word for 2018 is rituals. And the reason I chose the word rituals is because my life is really busy and it's changed drastically, like literally in just the last couple of years. Like, I have 2 toddlers, which I'm not used to anymore. Like, my other kids, you know, they're big. So I'm in a whole nother dynamic. I'm a wife again. I have a lot more stuff that goes on in this house now than it ever did before. Like, laundry kicks my ass every single day. Like, you know, just when we were on the phone the other day, Erin and you and I were talking about all of our little complaints, and like, irregardless of like what it is here or what it is there, everybody has them. And you've got to, I guess, learn to roll with them. And the one thing that I think I've learned that helps me roll with them is having habits and routines. So what you do in your life every single day makes up your entire life. Your day-to-day. What you do day-to-day. There are some things that we do that are completely on autopilot. And I gave this example earlier. I took the doors of the cabinets off my kitchen. I wanted an open concept. I already had it going on one side of the kitchen over there. I went ahead and I took the other doors off. I'm going to fix up the inside, make it look all cute, so on and so forth. However, for the first couple of days after I took those doors off, every time I went in the kitchen, in my mind, because subconsciously our brains, these machines, these computers that like operate our bodies, they get accustomed to things very, very easily. For example, when you eat popcorn, who shoved popcorn in their mouth? Who eats popcorn? When you eat popcorn, isn't it like autopilot? Like, you just be eating the popcorn, just nom, 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 like all over the place, right? Crumbs on your shirt. Like, popcorn is the most ridiculous thing to eat, but it's autopilot, and I think it's a perfect example of autopilot. I walk in the kitchen, and I immediately go like this to shut the cabinet door. Why? Because I'm so accustomed to the cabinet door being there. Every day I do the same thing over and over again, so much so that on repeat. Have you ever moved something in your room or in your house, you put it in a different spot, and then you go to the old spot to try to find it, and it's like, oh wait, it's over here, or you can't find it because you moved it to a new spot? That's habit. That's ritual. It's that simple. So like you said, waking up every day at a certain time to make sure you get on that walk. Doing whatever it is that you need to do every day to make sure that you X, Y, and Z. Making sure that every single time you go to post your video or whatever it is that you're doing to become that world-renowned fitness instructor, there's certain things that have to be done every single day in your life to make those very visions that you're ready to put on the board come true. or come to pass or manifest or whatever terminology you choose to use, whatever the case might be, there's action steps that have to be applied. So what happened on your vision board the year that you came to that party? You did the board, and then what happened after the fact?
It took me like 3 years to get everything on there.
But everything on there is something that manifested for you.
Mhm.
And there were some times when you had to freaking trud through the mud and put in some damn hard work to get those things to happen, wasn't there?
Yeah, if I had the vision board, I don't think it would take me a year.
Why?
Because I've already overcome all those obstacles.
Very good. Very good. So what you're doing all the time, the habits and rituals that you're creating. So give me like your typical morning routine from start to the time you get to work. How does it go on a typical day? And it's okay. If your morning routine is whack, it's okay. Admit it's whack so that we can get one established that's ready to like help make some things happen. What do? The alarm goes off. Do you wake up to an alarm?
Yeah.
Alarm goes off and you get up.
I press snooze.
Snooze. Okay. Alarm goes off again.
Press snooze.
Snooze. Alarm goes off again.
I get up.
Get up. Okay. So third time you get up. Then what?
I start to get myself together. Go brush my teeth and.
How do you feel when you get up on the third time snooze? Do you ever feel like you're rushing in the morning?
I'm always rushing.
You're always rushing. How does that feel?
It don't feel good. I said I need to work on my time, but I still do it.
It doesn't feel good to rush. It feels shitty to rush. I hate rushing. Rushing make you sweat. It make you feel like you're always forgetting something. Like it just rushing is no bueno. So one thing that maybe needs to happen in order for you to not be rushing in the morning.
Get up a little earlier.
Get up a little earlier.
Or
Okay.
don't hit snooze.
Or don't hit the snooze. Put the alarm on the other side of the room, right? Okay. So what does your typical morning routine look like? Now, Arian is a fitness star over here. So, you know, she's probably a little more disciplined in her morning routine. However, if you are, there's a point. So go ahead. What does your typical morning routine look like?
So wake up. Oh, the alarm goes off.
Alarm goes off.
I get up and I put clothes on.
You get up and immediately put clothes on.
Yeah, because I sleep naked. So I have to put on some sweats.
Okay.
Because it's cold.
Right.
And then I make a cup of tea.
Okay.
And then I read my Bible for
Okay.
45 minutes.
Okay.
And then I get dressed.
Okay.
Go to the gym.
Okay.
Work out for an hour. Come back. Take a shower. Oh, come back, cook breakfast. Take a shower. And then check emails.
And so
When
how
did
do you
eat? Right after I get back from the gym.
should make breakfast and eat.
Oh.
So how do you feel most mornings?
Great.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say something, and this ain't to like say anything to anybody that does not have an established morning routine, because I'm working on mine. I got my whole morning routine written down in here because you need that. I mean, to be perfectly honest, and this is what my children teach me on a day-to-day basis. I have little children, toddlers, that I need to teach them certain things about how to be in life, how to act, how to speak, how to eat, how to clean themselves. There's things that you have to teach children. We are no different. We are no exception. And when it comes to building and establishing new habits to move forward towards a goal that you want, you almost have to put yourself back in the frame of a child until you fully establish that as a habit. Now, before, or maybe not even before, because it could have been for a very long time, but was there ever a time when you weren't so disciplined in your morning routine?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I didn't have goals.
And what happened or what changed that changed your morning routine into something that for the most part is a consistent thing all the time?
Goals.
Goals.
Mm-hmm.
You had something that you were looking to achieve, and it
Get ready for
became
competition.
no longer an exception. It
Right.
became a must.
Mm-hmm.
So making certain things that are an exception a must, right? You want to get that daycare? It is a must that you get up 30 minutes before everybody else in the house so that you have 30 minutes to yourself to spend some time getting you together so that you can connect with those goals. Or, you know, whatever the case might be, right? Your typical morning routine, what does it look like?
I wake up, I sneak out of the bed if Josiah's in there so I don't wake him up.
So step one, get that baby out your bed.
In the morning.
Okay.
Trust me.
Hey, Nicole, how are you?
It's nonstop taking him back into his bed.
That's okay. Consistency. He's gonna get it. Mama gotta be consistent.
I am consistent, but sometimes I'm knocked out. I'm like, damn it, this kid got in here again.
Go ahead. Okay, what next?
We have a 7 a.m. phone call every morning, so we have to state like specific things for the day that we're gonna do, what we did yesterday, what our day looks like. And after that, sometimes I go back and I cuddle with Josiah, or I get up and I start the day.
Okay. What does your typical morning routine look like? Now, for you, you were going into the office at one point.
Yes.
So you were getting up really early, and you had to be consistent in that because, of course, you had to get to work. So now working from home, do you feel like your morning routine has changed or strayed because you have the leniency of being at home, or do you feel like you're still disciplined in your morning routine? Not quite, because you'd be hitting the snooze button.
Well, yeah, because I don't have to get up at 4:30.
Who hits the snooze? Thumbs up if you hit the snooze, or like raise your hand or something if you hit the snooze.
I don't get up at 4:30 anymore, but I think it still has discipline because of my fur baby, and I have to take her out. So even if like I want to get up at 6, even if I don't get up at 6, it's like okay, 7 is the limit.
Because then you're gonna have a
That's an easy one
consequence.
for you. You could still wake up at 5:30 and go for an hour walk, and you're still getting more sleep than before. That's like an easy one.
No, I don't feel like it.
Mo, you used to be on that train at like
I'd be
2
on the
o'clock in the
train
morning
at
on her way to
4.
work.
But okay, so my morning routine,
Alarm goes off, you hit the snooze.
yeah, at least 3 to 4 times because I have 3 or 4 alarms to let me know that hey, you got to get up.
I'm a snoozer,
Yeah.
but I started putting my phone away from my thing, and my iPhone don't stop going off. It's going to keep going and going and going and going and going till I get up and change it. So you got to try it at least once. Just once.
Okay, so I get
Monday
up,
morning.
Prayer,
Okay?
brush your teeth, use the bathroom, put on some clothes.
That part is part of the key. Yeah. Especially if you're at home, part of the key is to get dressed in the morning.
That is an absolute requirement if you work from home.
Boom. Absolute
you
requirement.
have to get up, because I tried.
Do you mind
that.
if I
It
show
did
you?
Not work. Oh, I don't mind.
So,
No, you absolutely up and take a shower and get dressed, especially if you work from home, because otherwise you just mentally are like
Yep.
the whole day just goes by.
I
You
agree.
look up and it's 11 a.m.
I
and you're
agree.
like, I've done absolutely nothing.
yep, I absolutely agree. Okay, continue.
If I have time, we'll do 30 minutes to an hour. Come back, make some coffee, and then go to work.
Okay, perfect. So my morning routine, I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast.
We gotta talk.
I don't eat breakfast either. Breakfast is whack. Okay.
You can just like a bar on the way out, a banana.
I get up.
No.
I don't be wanting to
We
get up.
gotta talk.
I don't want to eat.
You have to eat breakfast, and you know you need to be eating breakfast.
I'll drink one of my
Protein shakes, a juice.
my glycerin.
Oh, but you still need to eat something with that, like a toast or something.
No.
A toast. Okay.
I'll drink the glycerin, walk. I'll check my sugar somewhere up in there when I get back to the house. It depends on the day. It really does.
I mean, I'm not like talking
But I don't eat
because
in
I'm
the
preaching to
mornings.
myself when I preach to you, because I typically don't eat a lot in the mornings either.
Yeah.
Like I drink lemon water in the morning, and then after lemon water and whatever my little routine stuff is that I do, I'll have some coffee, and then the coffee is usually my
You drink
breakfast
the lemon
until
water before you drink your coffee?
coffee is breakfast. Exactly, coffee is the breakfast. Yes. Immediately when I get up, I do lemon water. And then whatever, I go through the rest of my stuff for the morning, and then after that, I'll go ahead and do my coffee. So
But
I
I'm
don't.
usually hungry. Like I'll eat like 11. That's when I get hungry.
So you're starving by then.
No, I'm not starving.
You're starving.
I'm hungry.
Well, you might not be starving, but your body is starving by then.
No, I'm hungry by I've
By
already
the time you're
trained
hungry, you're already starving.
my body already. Like, cause Mia eats at 10, and I get her done, and
He
then
said the coffee is breakfast.
and then I eat at 11, and then we're good.
Okay. All right. No problem.
I said try to chew it.
We're not knocking nobody's morning routine.
As you
I'm-
about to put something in your mouth.
I just want you guys to see and identify what happens in the morning. So I'm actually really glad that Arian is sitting right here and her morning routine is so disciplined. And she says that the reason why is because she has goals. And this is simply just because, and that is a part of what we're talking about here today. Establishing that morning routine is what's going to be the biggest factor in changing your life. You can read any self-help book on the market, but successful people have some kind of morning routine in place. And it don't involve hitting that snooze button 3 or 4 times. And I'm saying ouch to myself because I do the same thing.
And it usually
But-
starts before 5 a.m.
And it usually starts before 5 a.m. or like the Miracle Morning. I just got done reading that book. 5 a.m. is when you wake up and you've got a whole bunch of stuff that you are able to get done, and it's all before 8 o'clock. You're one step ahead of the game. You want to start drawing up the plans to that daycare, it's got to get done early in the morning, because when you get to work, you're at work all day. And when you get home, you've got kids at home. And by the time they're freaking burnt out and ready to go to bed, you're ready to go to bed and you're tired. And you go to bed and you wake up and you do it all over again. And when do you have time to put that daycare into action? If not before freaking 8 a.m., you're not going to do it.
But you have your best ideas in the morning.
You have your best,
brain is
freshest
freshest.
ideas in
That's
the
what
Well, I
morning.
have
It
a,
is.
I
It
have a
is.
split
That is
shift,
on top
so
of
I
Look at
have
what
that
mine's
time
coming
to
up.
No, like
myself in between that. You know, like once the kids off to school, I go to work. I have a split shift, so I come home at
You
9.
do have split shifts, so you're lucky.
And I have to myself at 9, from 9 to 12.
So let me
or
ask you a
whatever.
really super serious question. What are you doing that time?
Usually
Most
I'm
days.
doing homework.
Most days.
Most
So
days
you're
I'm
working
doing
on your
home-
schoolwork. Okay, so that's
Most
good.
days, that's what I'm doing.
Then when are you working on the daycare?
I haven't started on that.
So-
So that's what
What time can you wake up in the morning and be okay? Can you do 30 minutes earlier to start?
Yeah, I mean, for a minute I was getting up at 4:30, but
Ideally, I would love to get up at 4:30. I would
But now
love
it's
to
just
wake up
5.
at 4:30. Oh yeah. You guys have no idea. I mean, I've got 4 children and a husband and just 3 dogs, cats. Like, my house is always popping. I'm not necessarily
But
a morning
if you
person
get
either.
up at 5 a.m., it is so peaceful. Nothing is going on.
Nothing.
It's all to
It's
yourself.
peaceful.
It's clear.
It's clear.
Yeah.
It's quiet. I get
You
up.
get up, you light a candle,
I
you make your coffee,
make
you
my
can
little
smell it
stuff.
brewing.
Oh my
I open
God.
up the windows,
Everything.
blinds.
Open the windows to see the darkness?
Hell
Well,
yes, to
when
feel
it's
the
darker,
fresh
that's true,
air.
that's true.
No, it's
But I
to
do.
me,
I open
you
up the
get that fresh
curtains and just
air.
let the
Oh
air, the
my
breeze
goodness,
come
it's
through.
so good. I
And
be
the thing
open all the
is
stuff up
that-
too. Why everything is open? Cause I love it.
I love
Especially in the morning when the sun starts coming in. I'm not.
Don't you watch the news? People be coming through your windows.
I've never been a morning person.
And that's the thing. I'm not a
But
morning
getting
person
up
either.
early, and so one thing that in the Miracle Morning, I think it was that book, he says, stop saying you're not a morning person, because that is an affirmation that you're speaking out. Everything you say is an affirmation, whether you're putting it negative or positive. So by saying, I am not a morning person, you're not a morning person. You're not going to ever be a morning person if you're always shouting out, I'm not a morning person. And you don't have to walk around going, I'm a morning person. Or you can, because it might be helpful. But instead of doing that, be grateful for the hours of sleep that you're going to get. So I'm like an anxiety sleeper. If I look at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, it's freaking 12 and I'm not in the bed yet. The alarm is going to go off at freaking 5:30. I'm only going to get such and such hours of sleep. I automatically start getting I get messed up because I'm like, oh my goodness, that I know I'm not going to get that much sleep. I love my sleep. I don't fuck around when it comes to my sleep. Like, I like to sleep. That's why I say, for real, I will sleep past that. This
You have
internal,
kids, so it's
this
different.
internal don't. Why my internal is all every which way?
You're in a different category because of the fact that you have kids and you got to be on their schedule. So
Thank you.
it's
I
different.
Good. Okay.
It's
Phew.
different.
Phew.
But even
I get a
within
pass.
there,
So
you
I
still have
feel
to
like what he
create something
says.
you can
So
do.
say it. You know what? Before I go to bed, it is 12:30. I am so grateful for these 5 hours of sleep that I am ready to receive, and I'm gonna wake up feeling refreshed because 5 hours is all my body needs. And just try speaking to yourself differently about it. You know, just speaking to yourself differently about it, huh?
That's not gonna work.
See? Look how negative Nancy that's not gonna work. Instead of just trying to say,
No, but I do. When
try
time changes-
expressing gratitude.
When time changes, I do get up a lot earlier. With this getting dark early and
See, this is the
That
time
hurts.
change that benefits me. I love the fall time change when it's dark in the morning, but it gets darker earlier. To me, I always feel like when that time rolls over in the fall, I can wake up earlier.
I'm the opposite.
Oh yeah. I'm up and I'm like, ooh, it's dark outside, but I'm ready to go and I have like the energy to do it. So basically, the habits and
It's not me.
routines.
I need some sunlight to be like,
Yeah, I just feel.
Oh no. But see, it doesn't matter for me one way or another. I think I like waking up in the dark because it's still, it's almost still peaceful. Like
Mine
once
is
the
the
sun
temperature of
starts
the
coming
room.
up,
Like
I
if
feel
it's still
like
cold in my room, in my bedroom, I can't get up. So I'm like want to stay underneath the covers and cover up. So I had to set like what was it, like a timer
On your thermostat, so it automatically comes on
So it
before.
comes up and it makes it warmer in
That's
the room.
good.
And that'll make me get up.
And so-
but if it's cold, I can't do it.
So anything necessary, and that's maybe where we can see the point and the focus of this entire conversation right here. Is when you have a goal, it becomes doing anything that's necessary that's not going to stand in the way of that goal. That if that means talking to myself positive and saying, I love that I only get 4 hours of sleep every night and I'm so energized with just 4 hours of sleep, then say that shit. Say it every night before you go to bed and just see if it makes it, because you have nothing to lose. What if you actually woke up feeling energized off 4 hours of sleep? Oh my God. Right? You have nothing to lose. So I'm just saying, but establishing habits and routines is the only way to get where you're trying to go. Is the only way to get where you're trying to go. Is by having a set of things that you're going to do, boom, 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 every single day that's going to get you to your goals. So, what is your one major goal for 2018? Like, and this is real talk. So don't say $1 million. Don't say she
Sorry,
dropped it, guys. don't say. Oh, shoot. That's like all of them. A little bit of technical difficulties here, no worries. Don't say something. Why I can't get me back up? That's low. Okay. Don't say something that's going to be completely and utterly outrageous. And I think that most people, matter of fact, before I even say most people, I'm going to do it like this. How many of you guys on the live set New Year's resolutions? Do you make New Year's resolutions?
Yes.
You do. Okay? Do you make New Year's resolutions?
Not really.
No. Do you make New Year's resolutions? No. Do you make New Year's resolutions? No. For those of you that said no, why don't you make New Year's resolutions?
because I'm not going to accomplish.
You're not going to accomplish them. Why not?
So they should be constant goals, not something. you
Constant
set
goals, not something you set right then and there.
Yeah.
Oh, good job, Peggy. Why not?
Yeah, because I probably have already set something I'm already working on.
Okay. And you set them because why?
I just, you know what, every year I do set, and it's always the same thing. It's always like, oh, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to lose. Actually, one year I did set that goal and I did it.
And how did that
You know,
feel?
It felt great until going through stuff and then I started gaining it back. Because at the time when I set that goal, I was like really dedicated and everything. I had lost 75 pounds.
Which to me, I always feel like is a major... Weight loss is a mental accomplishment to me sometimes, I think, more than a physical accomplishment. I think that the physical is the benefit of it all, but it takes a really big mental shift for somebody to lose 75 pounds. That's not a joke. It's hard as fuck to get up and go to the gym and lose 5 pounds. 75 pounds is a shift. That's a huge shift on the inside. So what happened?
Life.
But you know what you gained from that? You gained tools. Because you know how hard you went for it, and you know all it takes is to go that hard for it again. But like you just said, you got real serious, you got real dedicated, and you got super focused, right? Like tunnel vision on what you know you wanted to achieve.
And you already proved to yourself that you can do it.
And you prove to yourself at this point that you can do it. And if you can do it, you can do anything. And so just like you said, in changing and establishing the morning routine that you now have, which basically is like the morning routine of like all the gurus, you know. But it took a moment of, first of all, clarity, right? And so that's another big thing before we jump into our boards. But it took some sincere dedication and tunnel vision and focus on a goal that you set that you knew you were like working to achieve.
It takes a real decision. Like, that's one reason why I don't like New Year's resolutions, because I feel like people just like, oh God, it's the New Year resolution. I feel like everybody else is doing it, so I need to have something. But when you want a transformation of your life, and when I decided to do my routine and get ready, because I was getting ready for a fitness, I'm a professional bodybuilder, so I do fitness competitions, and I was getting in shape for my next show, and it took me about 3 or 4 months to do it. But with that, my diet was extremely, extremely strict.
And it's no joke, because let me tell you, I can remember these days.
3 or 4 months. Everybody else like, it took me 3 years and 3 or 4 months.
No, because
No,
when
but
she
it's
gets
no-
serious, she gets dead serious. And I
Yeah.
can remember, like, this girl was eating nothing but, like, eggs and chicken all the time. And
Yeah.
it's like, you don't want it. She's like, nope, I can't. Like,
And it's like every single item that I put in my mouth is weighed and measured, and I put it on a scale, and it's on a time. So I had to like set my alarm on my phone to go off every single 3 hours, so that it reminded me to eat. I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I had to go straight to the gym and do 45 minutes of cardio. Then I had to come back and eat right on time for when my alarm clock goes off to go eat, and then I would go back to the gym and work out again. Then trying to work it around all my scheduling and working and all that kind of stuff. So because it required so much of me, and it was something that I had committed my money to, my mind to, my time to, I had to cut off all the outside stuff. There was no social media, there was no personal life, there was no friends and all that, because I was so focused on this goal that I had to put all of my resources towards that, and that's what I did. And then from that, after I got done, then I was able to keep up with it because I had already created a habit of it now.
So there it goes.
In that time period, then it was easy. Before
There it
it was
goes.
like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this again. But I say that to say, because a lot of people feel like it's such a huge monumental step to lose weight or to have this goal of bettering themselves and whatever that is. But especially with weight, because that's like my area of expertise, is that it's really not a huge thing. It's really just a small decision, and it's a decision that's real though.
Dedication.
It has to be something that you truly want. It can't just
Yep.
be something for vain purposes, or I just want to fit into this dress, or I'm going on this cruise, so therefore I want to lose 20 pounds and all this kind of stuff. It has to be something that you really want. And when you really want something, like when you are so sick and tired of being where you are, and when you really want to get to that goal, and it's more than just something that you just say on the first of the year, but it's something that you truly want on the inside, then you'll make it a priority. Then you'll make going to bed at night so you can get up in the morning a priority. Then you'll make eating what you're supposed to eat and bypassing cakes and all
All
that kind
the
of
sweets
stuff.
that I have on the
Exactly.
table.
Because your goal and your desire is bigger than this small
Arian, I only
satisfaction.
put 2 sweets. I tried to put fruits and veggies because I told Hubs, I said, babe, it's the beginning of the year. Everybody's on
People
a
should be
diet.
on their diet. You're not helping at all.
Like, everybody's on a diet.
But yeah, so
For those of us that are not.
it's just a small decision. You can do it. So I mean, that's all I have to say.
I want to say, based on every single thing that you just said, we're studying at church, the power of a made-up mind.
There you go.
Everything you just said, that
Yeah.
when your mind is made up and the power that you have of that, it's over.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that
And
brings.
it's just one small decision to take. And then the next day you make a small decision. So if you look at it as, I gotta lose 75 pounds, oh my gosh, now it's monumental. But if you just think, I just have to not
need
eat
to
crap
lose-
today.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I'm not gonna eat crap tomorrow. And then tomorrow after that, day after that, I'm not gonna eat crap that day. And when I go grocery shopping, I'm not buying crap, because what happens is you go into the kitchen and you look at all this crap, and then you didn't even want it at first, but now you eat it because you see crap.
Because you
and then
see
monkey
it.
see crap, make monkey eat crap, and the next thing you know, you're eating all these empty calories that you didn't even have a desire for. So if you don't buy it and don't bring it home, then you can't eat it. And then you just do little things like that. You say, okay, I'm gonna go work out today. Just today. Forget
Just
about
for
tomorrow.
today. Yep.
Forget about next week. Oh, I gotta do this all year long. No, listen, I'm just gonna work out today.
Only today.
And then when you're done with that day, you go on with the rest of your day and you do your thing, and then tomorrow you say, okay, I'm gonna work out today. So if you just work on today, and then today, and then today, then you realize it's a small thing. It's not huge. It's really just a small decision.
So which brings me to 2 points. One, what we just talked about your daily routines and your habits. Every day and what you do every day shapes your everyday, which makes up your life. Your life is built on a series of the things and the choices and decisions that you make and the things that you choose to do every day. I was talking to my brother-in-law and my husband yesterday, and we were talking about choices and decisions. you're over here and something's going on and you're having a problem, what choice was made either yesterday or somewhere down the line that led right there? We are accountable for every single choice that we make. The other point that you mentioned and that you bring up too, that I'm going to go ahead and drop your, if you like to call it, your confirmation bomb on, is clarity.
Yep.
Most of us really do not operate in a state of clarity. A lot of times we don't operate in a state of clarity because we don't even give ourselves enough self-care or enough time to figure out and identify what it is that really is clear to us. We make up goals at the beginning of the year because everybody's making up goals. Everybody wants to lose a little bit of pounds. Everybody does. Why the heck freaking not? You know what I'm saying? Everybody probably wants to try to eat better. Everybody wants to, they're kind of like these specific little categories that everybody wants something out of. But that might not be personal and specific to you and where you are and your life. But when you really, really get clear about what you desire and what you need, and then what has to happen for those things to happen, the whole entire game changes. Because those things become mandatory. Clarity is your biggest tool. Clarity is your powerhouse. Clarity is what you are ready to obtain before you open up these magazines. Now,
You didn't put that word on here. I see it.
two things. Clarity?
Where is it at?
I don't know if it's on there. Oh, shoot. Is clarity not on the word? What? It's probably in your root feelings, though.
I circled the whole page. I couldn't just pick
Oh,
out one
here you go.
word.
Root feelings.
I
Clear.
want all of it.
Okay.
Right there. Clear. You have to get clear. You have to get clear. You've got to get clear on what it is that you want. And I'm going to tell you why. Just like you and me, we had a conversation the other day about how we complain and we say, oh, but God this and God that. And then we're like, oh, but God this. And then he gives it to us. And then you're like, oh, this and that. Right? We backtrack. God, the universe, whatever it is that you relate it to, he's sitting there waiting to hand you what it is you want. But you got to be clear about it. Because when you say, I want this, and then a few days later you turn around, I just turned 58 and I want to be better than my former years. That's awesome. And you can. And you absolutely can. You absolutely can. When you're being confusing, you're attracting confusing. Double-minded. Double-minded. Double-minded is not clear. So when you're operating in chaos and you're wondering why things are shaken and things are chaotic, check your clarity. Check what you're asking for. Check the things you're speaking about. And then check what you're saying on a day-to-day basis. That's not even going to work. Check the things you're saying on a day-to-day basis too, because those things matter. Those things matter. When you get up in the morning, oh my God, I'm so tired. Like, I think I'm just going to go back to bed. Instead of getting up in the morning and putting your dang clothes and your shoes on and dragging your tired ass out the door to go to the gym or to get to work or to get to study or whatever it is that you need to do that's contributing to this life that you are asking for, that you are desiring, then you got to do it. And you got to make up your mind and be clear about what you want and then go for it. But if you're not clear on what you want, you're only going to be going wayward like this. If the path ain't clear, guess what? Then you can't see, right? So what I heard the other day was a quote that I heard, and I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget it, but I'm going to try to call it from memory anyway. Everyone can see, but not everyone has vision. And not everybody can see literally, because there are some people that are blind. But I guarantee you a blind person has vision, and a blind person can have vision, because vision is not about physical sight. Vision is about desire. Vision is about the tunnel, right? Tunnel vision is a whole lot different than just being able to see with your physical senses. Okay? So, we're going to move on. We're getting ready to create some vision boards. Back there, I have boards. Now, here is how I have divided mine up this year, and you're welcome to divide your boards however you want to. The first year I ever did this, I call this now an inspiration board because it's a Mod Podge. It's got a bunch of stuff on there that really just jumped out at me, and while it all sort of made sense, and I always say your vision board don't need to make sense to anybody else but you. I don't care who comes in and looks at your board, it doesn't have to make sense. and nobody really even has to see it. You be careful with your visions and be careful with your dreams. You know, you don't always let the right hand know what your left hand is doing, because not everybody is for you. I'm going to say that again. Not everybody is for you or your goals or your visions. And sometimes the people that you think are the closest to you are the ones you tell them all your business, ooh, I'm going to do this and I want to do that and these are my goals. And they're wishing you down.
Patty, the maid of honor.
Huh?
My maid of honor.
What?
My wedding.
Oh, that is absolutely. Not everybody is for you. So I'm glad you're making one. That's perfect. That's exactly what this is for. So that board was kind of just a Mod Podge. Then I kind of did the next one. Maybe I was inspired more by the words as opposed to the pictures. Then this year I sort of made categories: marriage, home, business, spiritual. So I broke it down. Then I stopped making the boards so big. Last year our boards were smaller, and we made those desk boards, and there was a reason for that. Number one, because probably nobody wants to go home and put a big board like this in their living room. Like, let's just be real, if you don't want to. And that's okay. I don't. I mean, it's not going to fit anywhere. Can you pass me that? But,
Can you see
can I see what?
the phone?
Yeah, what's wrong with it? Oh, because it's all cracked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's fine. I got a new one over there. I just haven't passed out my number yet. So that's that. I made them smaller so that they can be more focused. So before we do your vision board, before you get ready to get into your magazines, I just want you, like, for a minute to really just think about what area of focus do you really want to focus on. Now, you can put a bunch of stuff on your vision board if you want to. You can make it into categories, but they're definitely smaller. But find what speaks to you. The magazines are recycled, so when you open them up and you see some stuff has already been cut out, yes, it probably got cut out by you, or myself. That part doesn't matter. I am a firm believer that time and a place for everything, and everything is for a reason. Stuff that you need in those books is going to jump out at you today, just like it would have any other day. But go through the magazines. You can find words, but the idea is to truly find pictures that resonate with where you're trying to go. Pictures that resonate. You want to be able to look at that board, and more importantly than anything else, it needs to be able to evoke a feeling. And that's what I want you guys to understand today. It needs to be able to evoke feeling, because the feeling is the most important part. When you look at that board and it brings you joy and it makes you happy and it makes you feel good and it makes you feel like stuff is happening, that's how you want to feel, and that's the place you want to get into every day. Like, you walk in who you want to be. We fake it till we make it. We pretend that we're all those things that we're not until we become that which we're saying we are, right? We speak what is not already in existence into existence. Okay? So, everybody can get a board. There's magazines all over the house. So feel free to grab your magazines. You can start flipping through the pages. You can start doing all that. Now, in front of you, you also have a little thing like this. We made desk boards last year. Because your vision board is big and it's going to be at home, we also did these little minis. So I'll grab mine and show it to you. Do you still have yours from last year?
I do. It's still sitting on my dining room table.
So we have these little minis that you can take to work with you, or maybe you can just put them somewhere that you may not be able to, that maybe you can travel with you or whatever. So maybe if you carry a planner or something like that, this is another good option to do after you finish your board. And so this is little. So mine just says 2016, thank you for the lessons. 2017, let's do this. Change your life, and something new. And then when you open it, it just has my little stuff on it. So look at that. Boom. See how it says growing with the greens on there? Who's bomb with the Photoshop? Me, as my silver play button for 100,000 subscribers. So not yet, but about to be at 12 in about a day. Because who just pointed that out? One of you guys pointed that out to me. Like, girl, you're at 12K. So it's been an interesting journey with, thank you. It's been an interesting journey with you guys. But this is just my Catalina trip. Did it. Increasing my subscribers. Go viral. Kind of did it a little bit. 1.5 million. That might be a little bit viral. Connect. Honestly, the internet is freaking how I connect. I connect with people, but I guess I connect more like online. That's just the way of the world. I'm still waiting on this one. Test driving that new ride. It's coming. Dodge Durango. Right here. Where's that? In my binder. Y'all see this? Everybody see this? Boom! It's huge. It's huge. Huge. Yes, I do. Black with black interior. But that's all. She drive a black Durango license plate. It's not gonna say Angel, but that's cool. This was just talking about self-care, and then my little words and trips that I want to take. So, commence.
I want to rearrange your books.
Why?
Because you have Joyce Meyer and The Shack, and then you got 50 Shades Darker. Like, all together.
Oh.
You got Battlefield of the Mind.
Can they not be together like that? I should put all like my spiritual books in one place and then
You can't.
Yes.
my sexy books in another place.
Right in the middle of all of
Sexy
them.
spiritual?
Not that type of sex.
I'm married. Yes,
Dominatrix.
it is. Shoot. What I do in my bedroom
they
with
were
my
not
doors
married.
closed with
They
my
were not
husband. No, that is true. They did get married. Did you read the trilogy?
No.
You didn't?
No, I read the first one, though.
Did you read the first one?
Yeah.
It was good though, wasn't
It's
it?
all right.
Remember the Shack?
Yes.
Remember we read the Shack?
Love The Shack.
Can you guys stop calling me on the phone while I'm having a party, please, Samaya? Thank you.
Is she watching?
Yeah, they're watching, but they're calling too. Probably to say that they're watching. Hi, I see you. If you need something, I'll call you in a minute. You can arrange my books. The only reason I put them there is because every day Penelope pulls those books off the shelf, and I realized that top part has a little lip on it, so when I put them up there, she can't pull them down. I need a bigger shelf.
No, I'm gonna do a little.
But don't be talking about.
Because I was like, what?
She's making fun of me because I have like spiritual books, and then I have like 50 Shades of Grey and stuff, and they're all like right in the
Joyce
same.
Meyer, The Shack. What else is on here?
Something about like it's a book for husbands. The
Yeah,
joy
and then
and
there's-
cater of a husband or
And
something like
then
that.
Childbirth. And then she's got 50 Shades Darker.
I got Wild Feminine. Oh, Passion Party's Guide to Hot Sex. Look,
All together on the same shelf.
they all have some sort of connection. Alrighty, guys, we are going to get ready to start putting these boards together. We've got glue and our scissors and our pens and our magazines and the boards. Mine's already done because I did a vision board like this. But if you guys are doing a vision board right now, that's really great. I'm happy that you guys are doing it. I hope that everybody has enjoyed this little conversation. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream now so that I can
Which one you talking about?
tend to my guests. We're gonna sit down and create these boards. If you are creating your board, that's so good. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to see what 2018 brings for you
Have you read
all.
The Shack?
And we will definitely talk about it at another time. And also, just to let you guys know,
Something young.
I have a group on
It's such a good
Facebook
book.
that
That's
I
what
just
makes you fall in
created
love with
today,
God
and it's
all
going to
over
be an
again.
accountability
It's
group
so amazing. And
for
it's a quick
this
read, too.
for the vision board.
So,
So if you're on Facebook,
I'm not a reader.
I'm gonna
That's right here.
leave a link in the description box below after this video is done, so that you have access to that Facebook group, so that you can join in with the accountability and everything else. Okay. That's okay. I mean, if you don't have Facebook, then you probably can't be a part of the group. For some people, I know some people don't do Facebook, but I always just say, create a Facebook just for the sake of being in the group. You don't have to add friends to it. You don't have to use it. You can use it just to be a part of the group for the accountability and for the friendship and for the support. We all need some sort of support when it comes to reaching those goals, and sometimes those people in your life are always a support system to you, and that is what I am here for, you guys. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you for coming on, and we will catch you next time. Bye, guys. What book? Oh, I can't turn this off. I always struggle with that part. Bye, London. Bye. Bye, everybody.
I had to read the